Gentlemen, and for our next segment, well, it's all about the land of Nubia, a hidden treasure to its people as well as to others. There is an urgent need, though, to rediscover Nubia and foster the bonds between the land and its native people and reintroduce the world to that place in Egypt.
Exactly, Nancy. Kunuz Nubia Foundation is a non-profitable foundation aiming to empower the people of the Nubian community and enhancing their skills through providing opportunities of non-formal education, microfinancing local production projects, using the Nubian heritage to create new horizons for sustainable development. And today we're honored to be having May Gahalla, the founder of the Nubian Treasures Foundation. Hello, May.
Hello.
It's a pleasure having you with us. Tell us how the idea started.
It started on, I was working for the banking sector and I was in the corporate sector for a few years, and I decided to quit banking and to work with people. So on September 2010 I decided to quit and to go to Nubia. So I started to push for my resignation, and my resignation was accepted on the 22nd of January 2011, just 3 days before the revolution. So there is no way back for the banking. I made a trip for the villages and the small villages all over Upper Egypt, starting from Halab and Talatin, going back to Cairo. So I was discovering and finding the resources that we have, human resources, natural resources. So I was trying to get people together and how we can do something together regardless whatever the government we're having. So after this trip, it took like 2 months, I decided to go back and to live in Nubia. I won't be effective if I'm gonna help them from here or to plan to them something that they need. So I moved 1.5 years ago to live there and to design projects driven from their needs, not to be the person who are coming from the city to save Nubia and to do whatever. So I started to live there, and it's like the snowball effect. Every day, with every activities, we are having new project that is driven out of the needs.
So what are the needs of the Nubian people, especially after the revolution?
Okay, mostly it's like the needs of every person in Egypt. They need a better standard of living, or a good quality of life, a good income that sustain and a good sustainable income, because they don't have any. Let's say 90% of them, they don't have sustainable income, and recognition, because out of what happened after the migration, the 4 migrations that happened to the Nubians, they need the recognition. So we are working on reviving the Nubian heritage and letting the people know the value of being Nubian, because the young generation doesn't know what we are having. We're having a gap between the old and the young.
Yes.
The old knows that we build blah 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 and we're having the civilization and we did, but they're living only on that. They don't recognize that we are in 2013.
Right.
And the young people, they just want to get married from a foreigner and escape out of the land. I don't want that to happen, so I'm trying to foster the bond, as you said, between the Nubians and Nubia, to know the value of being Nubian.
How do you do that? Must be very challenging to try and do that. How do you build those bridges?
Okay, I'm trying to link in the recognition and the good standard of living. I mean, to earn money of the value that we are having. How? We are dividing the development into 3 parts: human and social development, economic development, and how to relate economic development with the environmental.
Right.
We're trying to work on the personality and human and social development through non-formal education, cultural development programs, through sports, through alternative learning. So you're creating state of mind, or you're creating a person that willing to learn and accepting the other, and knows very well about their culture. So whatever you're putting them to work, it will be with the taste, with the Nubian taste.
Right.
Yeah, so the second stage is we are developing the old heritage Nubian products to produce new and updated products that we're using now, and disposable products, not only to be available for the people who are having the luxury to buy something for decoration related to
Well,
Nubia.
tell us a little bit about those products that you talk of.
Yeah, okay, we got a product designer, and we've worked on the documentation of the Nubian heritage. We have contacted several people that already have done that. So we took the materials, we took the motives, we took the artistic things, and we worked for like 4 months with the ladies, with the old ladies that used to work on these handicrafts. Yes. And we tried to merge between the designs that we're doing and our materials and the materials that it's available there, and produce new products. Like we don't have a laptop or an iPad cover on the Nubian with Nubian designs. We started to produce small home accessories and things that we're using in our daily life. So it's like the snowball effect. Every day we're having new idea, and as long as you're having people willing to work and learning and able to learn, more people willing to help and buy things.
So, May, you call the foundation Kunuz Nubia, or the treasures of Nubia. So, why did you call it that way? What is the biggest treasure of Nuba?
Okay. When I started to write about the project, so I had to write a small introduction. What pops in my mind first that الناس معادن ومعدن أهل النوبة كريم، لذا نحن بصدد استخراج هذه المعادن الكريمة لنرى ما لدينا من كنوز نوبية. Yeah. If we are saying that people are like stones, so the Nubians are precious stones, precious. Okay, are precious stones. So in this foundation, or in this trip, we are trying to find the precious stones that we are having in the mines. So the precious stones are the people themselves. So
this is the biggest treasure.
The biggest treasure are the Nubians in Nuba.
The idea started with you, and then obviously snowballed into other people as well joining you?
Yes. It started that I want to do something in the south, especially in Nubia. So at the beginning I had like a sketch with the projects. I want to name this with that, blah blah blah. And I was trying to illustrate the idea to the people, and they were just wishing me like, oh, okay, you're having nice idea, good luck. All the people are having idea. So once I moved there and I went to start the project, here is with the baby steps, the snowball effect. I got a very decent board that they're helping me, they're advising me. My friends started to help, started to come and volunteers in small projects. I didn't have any fund, I didn't have anything. I started with the savings I have and some money from the board. So started now for more people to help us and to start project with us. And it's all about the trust. People trusted us, so they wanted to do something.
But it is a non-profitable organization or a foundation.
Yes.
So how do you make a living after quitting your job?
Okay, this is the hard thing.
Yes.
In the past 2 years, I was just paying and investing my money and time, and I know I'm investing in people. A few months ago, I started to get depressed. I'm just spending money and time. Do I waste my life doing that? And the person who were always inspiring me, and the first person that I've worked with, and she taught me lots of things, Dr. Dalia Khalil. She was the first one who taught me what is development and what to do in it. Yes. So I was telling her I'm wasting my time and my life. I'm almost خلاص, most of my savings are going to be finished. She said, you're investing on people. When you're seeing a girl, a man who's doing nothing, having drugs, and he stopped taking drugs and doing something because of the projects that you have made for them. This is an investment. When you see a girl that is going to be circumcised and they didn't do that to her, this is your investment. And then a few months later, it started to be the word of mouth thing. Many people started to contact me. They wanted to do something. We are having now projects for kids sports and awareness projects for more hygienic life with a brand called Lifebuoy. And we are covering 40,000 kids per year, and we already covered 12,000 kids this year so far. We're having 2 teams now of judo, 35 boys and 32 girls. We started with only 1 girl or 2 girls.
That's fantastic.
Are you going to teach the girls judo? How come? And it was a disaster in the village because I'm living in a village. Now they're coming and with their parents, and we'll start having a team for the mothers.
As well. Well, that's fantastic because you're breaking all these barriers, especially for women. Tell me a little bit more about what you've done for women in those years that you've been active. I'm very interested to find out.
Okay. At the beginning, it was, come on, you're living alone. You're not married. You're living alone in a home, and you're teaching what you're going to teach the ladies, what you're going to tell them. You're coming from the city, so it was all about the trust, as I told you. I started to build a trust between me and people there. They started to send me their girls. We're teaching them not only sports or not only handicrafts, but every time we're having a moral that we're going to work on, like the teamwork, like the hygiene, like the whatever we are putting for the schedule for the training. In the first semester, all the girls and the guys got high marks. So because I was asking them, if you're going to join us after the vacation, just get me the certificates and to see the marks. If you're having good marks, you'll join us. On the first semester, all the kids got high marks, so the parents started to join. They want to know more about you. We want to help you. We want to do something. They want a better future for their kids. So we started to have programs for the parents. On the social and the cultural level. We started, after we got the designs, we had a creative designer to develop designs for us. So it's designed for people who are over 18 to work with us and to have this project. Actually, let's say 60% or 70% of the people who works with us are the ladies. I'm not a feminist, but people who work in handicrafts are more into females. They started to know, to be ambitious, more ambitious, to not only to go like a worker to work and get back. No, they're having financial education, so she knows what's going out, what's the cash in, what's the cash out, how to save some earnings to redevelop or to develop her business. So we started to have a community now.
Well, we're obviously talking to an international audience. Tell us what's special and what's, magical about Nubia to people who have never been.
Okay. The people, they're the treasures that they have. They're having some morals and characteristics that they're specialized with, like being honest, clean, dedicated, passionate. They're so passionate about what they are doing, because I'm telling them it's the passion. Maybe we don't have fun, we don't have anything, but if we're having passion, we can continue, and that happened with us, and we still continue. The place or the area that around the Nile, but because we don't we do not forget the Nubians that has been migrated out of the Nile, because they had 4 migrations. The first one on 1901, when the government started to build Aswan Dam, and then when they make it higher in 1912, and the third one was in 1933, and the biggest disaster was when the government started to build the high dam in 1964. They migrated the Nubians 44 villages from 350 kilometers into just 50 kilometers in the desert. So people had the eager and the passion to continue and to survive and to work. Maybe we won't find any touristic places or amazing places because they don't have even a good infrastructure, but they're still surviving. They're still having a passion and a hope. And what is excellent about the Nubians, that we're having the biggest social integration maybe in the world. All the Nubians are like one family. Once I can earn money or I'm having even savings, I have to pay for the what we call Jam'iyya, or the NGO that is responsible for each village. I have to contribute with even few piasters to this NGO, and they're coordinating everything. Maybe someone in my family, maybe someone I know, they're taking aids from this NGO, and I don't know what they are taking and who is taking, and they're supporting each other in Egypt, outside Egypt, in Aswan. They're all like a bond or one family, which is good.
But I also have an initiative for the rooftop farming. Yes, we'd like to know more about that.
Okay. We're having this initiative. It's a parallel with a project called the Noba Bil Alwan, or Nubian Colors. Every 3 months we're coloring 50 to 60 houses. So and doing rooftop farms, and in rooftop farms we're going to buy, because we didn't start it yet, we're going to buy the corpse from the houses or the Nubians. This is going to be phase 1, and then drying this corpse. So it's translated in my foundation as employment, and then packaging on Nubian design, so it's employment for me. So in around 4 years you can allocate Nubia from any map all over the world. Very colored and colorful houses with green rooftops and yards, which is getting income to people and getting more people as tourists to go and see this. Hopefully we can have a Noba Bil Alwan.
Are there tourist attractions right now in Nubia?
Sorry?
Are there tourist attractions right now in Nubia, or not so much?
Not so much, because last year the occupation rate was 2%. This year was better in the winter, but as you know, in the summer it's 0% tourism there, and it's not like before. Actually, people are suffering from this, especially the people. Let's say 80% of the people living there are depending on the tourism, and it was a disaster for them.
Yes, but what are your future wishes maybe for development in Nubia?
Yes, okay, hopefully we can have a better life in terms of quality of life, standards, awareness, hopefully to have more aware people about lots of things, and branding Nubia all over the world. Because it's our target to brand Nubia all over the world.
Well, it definitely has its own flavor and its own character when it comes especially to craft work. Tell us a little bit more about your handicraft projects, and where are your products being sold?
Okay. We're having the next workshop. It's going to be on June. It will start on the 15th of June for 2 weeks. It's going to be a training of trainers. We will have 30 persons, 25 ladies and 5 men, and each one of them is responsible to teach another 5, so we'll be having 180 producers. We had some creative designs in home accessories and the accessories and jewelries, and some disposable things. We are planning to have showroom there in Aswan and at the foundation, and to have some places to sell our things like in clubs and sporting clubs and some cooperatives here with people. And many we were depending more on exporting the things.
Yeah.
So whoever is interested in anywhere in any country, that just contact us and we can send them.
May Gahala, founder of the Nubian Treasures Foundation, thank you very much for being with us today on my cruise.
Thank you very much, May. It was a pleasure having you with us. Ladies and gentlemen, a quick break and then we'll be back with more segments here on Nile Cruise. Stay with us.